Brisbane housing is crashing. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee because the housing here in Brisbane is crashing. Now, I live in Brisbane. It's a fantastic city, a little bit more laid back than Sydney or Melbourne. Quite big, a lot of land area, and, well, fantastic place to live. The weather is awesome. It's really quite good. And our property, well, has been going stupid just like every other place. Let's look at the asking prices from SQM, guys, because nothing gives a more clear demonstration of just how crazy our property is than this. I mean, there you go. Look at that climb up there. I mean, housing back around 2020 was expensive enough, let alone when nowadays, when it's going even more. I'm just looking at that here. Hang on. I've got the chart, the image down here. Okay. 2020, all houses, 686 grand. That's, decent coin still, but reasonable, sensible amounts of money. With a 20% deposit with a 600 grand house, you're going to get a mortgage that ain't going to really hurt you that much. And three-bedders, back then, hang on, sorry, I'm juggling between different screens to look at stuff, 582 grand. And that's all houses all throughout the city. Brisbane is big. You go a bit further out, get something cheaper. You could probably go to Logan, Beenleigh, down the Gold Coast, get something a little bit cheaper there. You're more inland. It's socioeconomically not as doing as well as other parts of the city, but still perfectly good places to live. Can't complain. And now, boom, we have just gone stupid. All houses, $920,000, guys. And it's dipped a little bit, and this asking prices are still up there. We have a look here, three-bedders at January have gone down, 783,000. But look at that climb, everyone. Look at that climb. Do they have, 10-year per annum change? What are we looking at down here? Three-bed house, 3 years is 13.1% per annum. This ain't a crypto coin, guys. This is housing in Brisbane, in my city. So, of course, I'm a property genius now, and I'll be issuing a course on Facebook on property investing. Property bro, yeah. I mean, it's bloody luck, guys. Although, honestly, any capital gains I make on my house is literally through my own blood, sweat, and tears. So let's have a look at this article here from Macro Business that was shared to me by a viewer. And here's the thing, I don't understand how CoreLogic, because it's based on CoreLogic data, how they can do daily house price indices. I mean, can someone explain to me how that works? Housing moves so slow. You've gotten stuff on the market for significant periods of time. It's not like shares where you can literally sell it in an instant if you want. It takes time to move housing. So daily price indexes, I guess. So let's have a look by the unconventional economist, who I'm sure you've all seen on Martin North's channel. Over the weekend, Brisbane house prices hit a new double-digit milestone, with values falling 10.1% from their mid-June peak, according to CoreLogic Daily Dwelling Value Index. I mean, daily. I guess we've got to be following this daily. People think I'm obsessed with property, talking about it on my channel. Daily? I mean, I guess it's capturing data and making a product. There's demand for it. People are interested in it. Property is the state religion of Australia. Property or footy? What do you think's more? I think property. Property has a much wider grip on our culture. So here's the dwelling value index, and here's rate tightening, because the cash rate, for those playing at home, we can see here the rate has shot up. We're not in the adventure land anymore of insanely low rates. And we're down 10%. We're down 10%. Okay. But it's still crazy high, everyone. It's still insanely high. Crashing down. It's just going nuts. It's going nuts. As shown in the next chart, the downturn is easily the steepest in Brisbane's recorded history. Now, we're going to see that type of stuff more and more in the news and in the media. They're playing it up, and I mean, it's a big move, but you saw that graph of how high it went up. Asking prices skyrocketed. what people were expecting and what people were getting for property has gone insane. One at the end of my street went over $1 million. I think 1.3 million. But it's on a road that I would imagine you could make an argument for rezoning to a more commercial use, or maybe a childcare or something like that. And it's a bigger property, but it is right near flooding risk. So there's a challenge there. But I mean, good on the owner for getting 1.3 for it. But it's just crazy. The record 10.8% decline recorded over 20 months between 2010 and 2012 is also likely to be matched by the end of this month. Okay, so there you go. After that, this current housing downturn will be both the fastest and largest in Brisbane history. Yes, but was the uptick in housing, and I'll overlay... Wait, hang on. Asking. Let me bear with me for one moment, a kind viewer. There we go. There we go. I'll overlay this one here. This is from SQM. This is another source of property research. And this is the increase that we're talking about here. Look at that. Look at that. What are we talking about there? $660 to $940,000. So, bloody hell. So, let me bring out the old calculator here, do a rough, almost nearly 50% increase. I mean, that's... What are we at here? I'm so well organized. So, what, 920 divided by 660... Yeah, or 30% increase in it, in property, or 660. We're talking a huge jump, guys. Getting close to 700, yeah. So when we're saying that, and we're seeing this decrease, are you going to be upset? The only people who are going to be upset are those that FOMO'd in. That's what it is. It's going to be people that FOMO'd in, and we've got a significant number of first home buyers that FOMO'd into property and maybe extended themselves too far. That's the concern. So Brisbane's home values decline remained rapid at negative 4.8% over the most recent quarter. That said, the pace of decline has slowed down from a peak of 5.6% quarterly decline recorded in November. And my understanding is a lot of this decline, I wonder if he gets into it here, is to do with the more expensive end of the market too. I mean, that's the one that goes up the fastest and it's the one that comes down. And here's the dwelling value growth. Yes, we're not making free money sitting on our asses and doing nothing. Nothing's more frustrating if you're a business owner, particularly a business where you've got responsibility or risk, and you're risking your own money and devoting your time, and you look at a year of revenue and returns, and then you compare it to property growth and go, great, fantastic. The property went up, so many hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I didn't have to do anything there. So that's the problem. That's that seed there, seeing that turns you down the path of becoming a property bro. That's the danger. That's the danger. You got to watch it. You got to watch it. Next, you'll be on a bloody TikTok ad. Oh, I mean, I shouldn't complain. I'm a YouTuber that talks about property, so their ads will appear on my feed. I'll make revenue off it, but still. Anyway, presuming that Australian home values fall all the way into quarter four this year, Brisbane home values could end up recording an epic 20% peak to trough decline over this cycle. The primary reason why Brisbane home values are falling so rapidly is because they grew so strongly over the pandemic. Brisbane home values rocketed 45.3% between early Feb 2020 and early June 2022, and currently remain 30.2% above their pre-COVID levels. I mean, it's not like any of us who bought property in Brisbane years ago before this really kind of deserved that 40% growth. Okay, don't feel like you bought your house, maybe you cleared the garden, you redid the gutters, you put some new tiles in because the wife was nagging you about what she saw on the block, and you earned that 40%. Back in my day, I mean, come on, guys. We all know it's free money, isn't it? 40%, 45%. Remember when we were doing videos here? We were looking at discussions about property falling 40% because the RBA was doing the modelling to check if the banks were okay. Remember that? I mean, here's the thing. This is the problem with the news and the media. you'd hate to be making all your decisions based on just the headlines. I mean, that's what all the people did that thought the RBA would never raise rates again. Because, here you go. So, this fast run-up in values meant that prices were bound to correct harder in response to the Reserve Bank's aggressive monetary tightening. We are currently witnessing a form of mass reversion across Brisbane's housing market, whereby values are pulling back sharply after rising too fast and too quickly. Written by Leith Van Olsen. I mean, he's right there. I mean, this is just the cooling off we're seeing from the Brisbane market. We'll bring up this one here again. There's going to be a delay between when people have these fantasy expectations of what they think their property is worth and what they're actually going to get. There's going to be a delay for that to filter through into reality. So, well, let's have a bit of a talk about all of this. So, guys, are you worried about your Brisbane property going down? You know, the viewer who sent this to me, I reply to him, oh, crap, we're only 100% up on when we bought it. I mean, this is the problem, honestly. I've made the argument many times in the past that the economic complexity of Australia is continuing to go down. And, well, that's because we are turning into a service-based economy, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But when you look at this, when you look at housing, when you look at property, and I imagine the returns that some people are seeing to this can drive a lot of innovation, intelligence, and drive out of other sectors into the property. And so long as we have, the continued not in my backyard crowd, government intervention, increasing costs, increasing legislation, increasing accessibility and energy requirements, driving up the cost of building, a construction apocalypse driving builders out, we're not going to see drastic falls in property, guys. I mean, sure, here we're coming off a peak. This is artificial. No one really expects Brisbane property to suddenly shoot up 40% and to hold it for that period. There's going to be some people that are burned, some people that overbought, some people that FOMO'd in, and it's going to take them some time to get back to, well, not being in negative equity. But I can't see it being a massive correction that's going to disrupt the market for years. We may be flat for a while, but I don't know. We're still the poor cousin of Sydney and Melbourne, so we're still going to look a bit more attractive. So what do you think, guys? Anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts and opinions and my rambling on this. And thank you to the viewer who sent me this article. It's good to see what's happening, at least on the daily index. How the hell can you measure property on dailies? I mean, anyway, boy. We need to make the property bear crypto, guys. That could be the future. Do an ICO and NFTs on property crashing. I don't know. I'm just going to go drill 50 holes in concrete, so I'm rambling to avoid it. Thanks for watching. Check out HeiseBim and Heise Does, my other channels. And if you want to support us, you can on YouTube or Patreon. Use our referral links, buy our pocket squares, or call us if you need an architect. As always, guys, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next episode of Heise Says. Take care. What will we ever do with these huge property collapses when we're still insanely profitable?